Welcome. Today we're going to learn how to use the quadratic formula to solve any quadratic equation. So right here I have a quadratic equation. So before using this, we want to make sure that we want to get everything on one side and that it's on standard form. So bring the 12x over, so then we have 12x squared plus 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. So it's a standard form, and now we're good to go. Now, if you're wondering what the b's and the a's and the c's mean, it basically means this. This is your a term. This is your b term, and this is your c term. So what this means is that the a term, and this applies to any trinomial or any quadratic problem that they give you that have three terms. So the a term will always equal to the number next to the x squared. The b term will always equal a number next to the x just by itself, and the c term will always equal the c term will always equal to whatever constant they give you, so number by itself. So in this case, we can conclude that our a term in this case is equal to 12. Our b term is equal to 4, and our c term is equal to -3. So if you haven't figured out, basically we look at the coefficients next to the variables that they give us. And the a term is the coefficient of x squared, the b term is the coefficient of just x, and the c term is just the constant, or a number by itself. So knowing all this info, now we can it's just plug and chug at this point. So x, negative b, so -4 plus or minus, because part of the equation, and then square root, and then b squared, b is 4, so 4 squared minus 4, that's just part of the equation, times a, so times 12, times c, times -3, I'll extend this, and all that, all over 2 times the a term, which is 12, 2 times 12. So basically x equals all this, but now we don't want to put that as our answer. We need to solve all this and condense this. So x is equal to, we have -4 plus or minus square root, 4 squared is 16, so 16 minus 4, 12 times -3 is equal to -36, so -36, all over 2 times 12 is 24. Come up here, x is equal to -4, again, just showing every step here, but I'm showing every step here, but I just want you guys to understand, what goes through. So 16 plus, because both of the negatives cancel, and you're left with 36 times 4 plus 144 all over 24. And then if we keep solving this, basically negative plus or minus 4, 10, 5, 6, so square root of 160 over 24. -4, again, just plus or minus. Now, this is not a perfect root, but however, it can be condensed. It can be broken down, and if you do all the math behind this, then you should get roughly 4 root 10. If you don't know how I went from this, I'll make a separate video soon on how to break down these, how to simplify these not perfect square roots. So that breaks down to 4 root 10 over 24. Now right here, after you get done with the square root, then what you do is just follow. So now the x squared right here tells us that there will be two solutions to the equation. So x can be equal to two things, and it will equal to 0 when you plug it into this equation right here. So our two answers here would be -4 plus 4 root 10 over 24, and the other answer would be -4 minus 4 root 10 over 24. And so this, now when you have a root, you don't have to, like, if your teacher wants you to, then you have to plug this into a calculator to see what this is. But most teachers will just let you keep it like this. However, this can be simplified still. This can be equal to, this can simplify to -1, and this can simplify to 6. And so our final answer to this whole thing will equal -1 plus or minus 4 root 10 all over 6. And that's the answer to this whole, and to this problem right here. So now if you're unsure about your answer, you can always plug this whole thing into each one of the x's, and if you get equal to 0, then that means you got it correct. So that's it. Again, I'll be making more videos soon on how to factor these square roots, how to condense them, and also making videos on imaginary numbers and just basically algebra. So thanks for watching.